till I looked at you. Your eyes on me.
I would say that probably my first impression was that here's someone who's very confident and was very self-assured, And I think one of the things you get when you first meet Robert is that New Jersey accent that's, kind of in your face, gregarious, got lots to say and animated, yeah. Would be your thing, in comparison to the typical Washingtonian that tends to be a little more reserved. He once told me that he had to move away from New Jersey because he needed to be able to do it himself. And I think if he had stayed in New Jersey, the friends and the family would have been more helping him more, and he needed to grow up and do it all himself. He likes quality, and he was in an atmosphere where his customer wanted quality. So his menu was always a large menu. It had lots of quality features about it, and he knew how to do things with a flair. And he found people who could do those things with a... If you have somebody like that who has the courage to make that big a difference in their life, they have the courage to operate a business and be able to be successful in many ways in that business. Once they have the skills of knowing how to run a restaurant.
Robert J. Ott was born and raised in southern New Jersey, and by the age of 21, he already had the opportunity of working in the business of construction, transportation, food service, entertainment, and management. Each of these positions have many differences, yet one thing in common, and that is communication. By the age of 21, he became the president-CEO of his first corporation, which tested his leadership to a much higher level. That same year, his entire life went through a horrific change that left him blind. Not long afterwards, he turned from a victim to a survivor and moved forward once again. In 1995, after graduating the New Jersey State Commission for the Blind Business Enterprise Program, he packed his bags, kissed his family goodbye, and with $500 in his cane, hopped on a plane to the Great Northwest. For the first 10 years, his business, the Modern Day Cafe, provided food service for the Western Regional Center of the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration. It was during the last 2.5 years of owning that business that Robert began to study the possibilities of stepping to a whole new level for the Randolph-Shepard Act. After the test of courage, belief, and the attitude of certain victory, Robert J. Ott, along with his consulting team, Con2 Services, Inc., and Washington State Department Services for the Blind Business Enterprise Program was awarded the contract. From September 1, 2004 to August 31, 2009, the business titled Certain Victory Food Services, Inc., which provided the labor to feed Joint Base Lewis McChord. From September 1, 2009 to May 2011, the business was given several extensions. In May 2011, the phone call was received to let them know that they once again had been awarded the 5-year full food service contract. During these years of feeding the soldiers, Robert donated his time to numerous speaking engagements to the wounded warriors, elementary school children on base, and was also the keynote speaker for the holiday ball for all 600 doctors and nurses of Madigan Hospital. In the first year of business, the corporation had over 830 employees, with 28% of those workers being disabled, according to the occupational therapist who was hired to evaluate. Since the start of fulfilling the requirements of the full food service contract for JBLM, Robert and his corporation has held outstanding past performance evaluations, received an official thank you letter from 3-star Lieutenant General Jim Dubnick, official thank you letter from 3-star Lieutenant General Charles H. Jacoby, official congratulations letter from the Office of Congressman Norm Dix, official congratulations letter from Senator Robert Menendez, official thank you letter from the head school teacher at Fort Lewis, Kathy Clough, official letter from Major General Patricia D. Horoho, official letter of recognition regarding the 2009 ROTC food service from the Colonel Charles W. Hunter, certification of appreciation from the Alpha Company Task Force, Phoenix, and certificate of appreciation by the Wounded Warriors presented by U.S. Army Company Commander Jeffrey T. Quattree. In conjunction, Robert has held the chairman position for the WA State BEP for 3 terms. He is also a father of 2 magnificent kids, as well as an author of a book titled Certain Victory. During the years of feeding Joint Base Lewis McChord, Robert also assisted the Business Enterprise Program by first taking over an emergency contract for the DSHS building in Tacoma, and then the Office Building No. 2 in downtown Olympia, which as of today is now his primary location. Having been the provider for the food services in this location since 2011, his ability to build a higher level of product and customer service has been shown. It was the early part of August 2013 when Robert, while in his vehicle with his great friend and at the time employee Greg Spencer, were traveling when the mobile phone began to ring. It was Jeannie Gallo, and when Robert answered the phone, he could tell what the words were going to be prior to them being spoken. Jeannie Gallo, who was the manager for the Business Enterprise Program in Washington State, shared to Robert that the last day of that month would be the end of this full food service contract with Joint Base Lewis McChord. Although Robert was grateful for the person delivering the message, it was still a devastating blow. A few days following that call, Robert came across a message that was left on his phone. This call was a very positive reminder for Robert that clearly became something that in some way or manner brought ease to the large changes in life that were happening. For any person in the Business Enterprise Program across the country, he thinks he or she would feel just the same from this message.
Hi, Robert. This is Louella at Services for the Blind. I just learned from Jean a few days ago, about what's happening with your contract at, at the base. And wow, what a time of a lot of change for you. So anyway, wow, enormous changes. So I just wanted to touch base and tell you I'm thinking about you, and let me know, call me back if there's any way I can offer moral support, any kind of support. I think you're an amazing business person, and this just, these are other factors that just things happen outside of our control in life. But anyway, take care. I'm thinking of you. Give me a call whenever you feel like it. And obviously, we want to support you in whatever way we can in your next steps. Okay, have a good weekend, Robert. Bye.
Today, this cafe, titled Bobby J's, this is the name that Robert's son earned since he was in diapers, is now the primary location for Robert. And with his spirit of certain victory, which has never left him, is able to now face head-on the changes that are taking place around the world with the corona illness that all have come to battle. With that being said, however, Bobby J's has remained open during the entire time that the government has been shut down. With the majority of locations for the blind vendors being shut down, Robert has been able to bring in enough money to be able to at least keep the lights on and provide services to the small group of customers who have still needed to come to work even during the shutdown time. Between that small group and the partnership Bobby J's has with Uber Eats, Grubhub, and DoorDash, Robert has kept his little operation alive. Lastly, with everything being uncertain for all in this world, Robert has not only kept his operation open and serving, but as of most recently signed off on an emergency contract to provide the food services at 2 locations adjacent to the current. These 2 are the Department of Transportation and the Employment Security Department in downtown Olympia. Needless to say, there will be changes and adjustments that will be needed. But it is clear that Robert is ready and willing to face whatever those challenges are, and continuing in one manner or another to provide the food services to the clients and guests that will be slowly but surely coming back to work at all of those locations. Often Robert shares to others an old set of words. Some see all of this as a challenge, while I look at it as an opportunity. For more information and/or to contact Robert J. Ott, please utilize the following: www.bobbyjays.com, www.certainvictory.com, pilsung@comcast.net, robert@bobbyjays.com.
This afternoon, I really appreciate you all coming, and got quiet. You got that quick. That's like better than anybody you could stand in front of and start talking and get there quiet. I just wanted to first let you know, I know I'm going to be leaving, and I'm going to miss this place very much, but I've got some really good news I need to share with you. I just recently switched to Geico.